All right, heathen hoochies, let's talk about that little shadow a lot of us carry, imposter syndrome. You know the one, that nagging voice whispering, you don't really belong here. You're not good enough. Any second now, someone's gonna figure it out. And here's the twist. ATEEZ, the very group we stan, embody versions of that voice in different ways. Not because they are imposters, but because they're human. And when we see ourselves in them, we realize we're not alone in this fight. So let's break it down to Pound Town. 8 members, 8 mirrors of imposter syndrome. Ready? Let's dive. Hongjun, the overachiever extraordinaire. Hongjun's inner critic screams, if I stop producing, I'll lose my worth. Here's a type who juggles projects on projects on projects, composing, styling, directing, always carrying the weight of being the visionary. But here's the trap, the mouse trap. Slowing down feels like failure. Sound familiar? Maybe you thrive in hustle culture too. Every achievement stacks like armor, proof that you belong in the room. But underneath, you're terrified that if you pause, people will finally see you weren't enough to begin with. The truth? You're not your output. Hongjun mirrors that imposter voice that ties love and worth to constant achievement. Just let it out. Just breathe it out, baby. You can do it. You can do it. Now I have a question for all of you captain lovers. Do you ever feel like if you stop grinding, and not that type of grinding, you sicko, people will forget you? It's really hard in this day and age. You always feel like you have to do something. At least I do. You know what? I just honestly want to sit down. But if I sit down, I'm going to feel like a failure. It's a win-win-lose-lose situation, and I don't know how to stop it. Maybe you do. Drop it down below. Hongjun drowns in doing. I love for him to drown in me. But Seonghwa? He drowns in perfecting. Seonghwa, the perfectionist magician. Seonghwa's imposter voice whispers, if I'm not flawless, I'll be exposed. So he polishes his outfits, his performance, even his expressions. We've seen this man practice. He is top tier. The elegance, it isn't vanity, it's defense. And maybe you get this. Your Instagram grid is immaculate. I used to always match all of my colors perfectly, but now I don't even use Instagram at all. Anyway, your grades spotless. Yeah, they were. They kind of were. Your eyeliner sharp enough to kill. I do a mean cat eye on myself. I mean cat eye. Everyone thinks you're effortlessly put together. But behind the curtain, chaos, panic, a voice telling you that one slip will ruin everything. Here's the truth. Nobody sees the imaginary flaws you obsess over. Seonghwa mirrors the part of us that hides behind polish, believing perfection is the only way to deserve love. Newsflash. It's not true, Hoochie. It's not. All right, fellow Shine Stars, I have a question for you. Do you hide your mess because you're afraid real you won't measure up? Yes. This is imposter syndrome at its most delicate and most concentrated form. Will people accept the real you? If you start playing that part, will it all fall apart? Will you be exposed? Again, drop it down below. I'm really interested in your thoughts. So, Seonghwa hides doubt with polish. Yunho hides it with light. Yunho, the sunshine with a secret. Yunho's imposter voice murmurs, if I'm not glowing, I won't be loved. He's the joy giver, the laughter maker, the one who brightens every room. But here's the catch. When his own light dims, he wonders if people will stick around. You know this if you've ever been the happy one, the one who hides sadness because you don't want to drag people down. But the truth, you don't need to shine 24/7, 365, or 366 on a leap year to be worthy. Yunho mirrors that imposter voice that says love is conditional on your good vibes. It's hard. It's hard. Some of us feel like we have to be happy all of the time, so we're not bringing anyone else down. You're just painting the smile on your face, but behind it you are cracking, and you want it to stop, but you can't. You almost become addicted to that persona. It's so hard to break out of. Let me read this question to you again. Do you feel like people only want you when you're smiling? Drop it down below, Hoochie. So, Yunho doubts in brightness. Yeosang doubts in silence. Yeosang, the quiet genius. Yeosang's imposter voice whispers, if I stay quiet, I won't be found out. So he blends, watches, listens more than he speaks, not because he lacks ideas, but because silence feels safer than exposure. Sound familiar? Maybe you've swallowed your opinions in class. Never mind, I'm not going to say it. In meetings, in friend groups, terrified your words would prove you don't belong. But here's the irony: people notice you anyway. They see your quiet presence, they respect it. The truth? Your silence doesn't make you lesser. Yeosang mirrors the imposter voice that says staying small is the only way to survive. Quick question for you Doberman lovers. Arf, arf. That is Mingi. Do you hold back because you're scared your words won't be enough? Reading this to you again, just so we can hit home. I want you to feel attacked. Now remember, I'm not a therapist or a psychologist or any of the things, but let me ask you this question again. Do you hold back because you're scared your words won't be enough? Let that marinate in your heart. You feel that? It feels good, right? Yeah, I know. So, Yeosang hides by shrinking, even though you want him to grow. Wink, wink. San hides by overflowing. Not even going to touch that either. San, the passionate heartbreaker. San's imposter voice shouts, "If I give too much, I'll scare people away." He pours his whole soul into hugs, confessions, performances, then lies awake wondering if it was too much. And maybe you do this too, replaying conversations, shrinking yourself in hindsight, terrified your authenticity is overwhelming. But here's the thing: San shows us passion isn't a flaw, it's a gift. It's a gift that keeps on giving. Do you feel it? Give your gift of you. Don't hide who you are. Don't. You're like, Chris, have you been reading my diary? Obviously, I've been telling you that throughout this entire series. But let me ask you this question, Pudding. Do you ever regret giving your whole heart, afraid it made you too much? Reading this again just so it can sink home in your snail, in your heart. Do you ever regret giving your whole heart, afraid it made you too much? Yeah, I think we spend a lot of time pretending we don't feel anything, but we really do. So we have to pretend. I don't want to think about it. It's too sensitive. I don't want you guys reading my diary. So San fears he's too much. He fears he's too much. San fears he's too much. Mingi fears he's not enough. Mingi, the dreamer who doubts. Mingi's imposter voice mutters, "Fix on! My ideas are too wild. Nobody will take me seriously. Fix on!" He dreams in color, probably just cement. He doubts in grayscale. See? He second guesses brilliance before it ever leaves his plump, full lips. And maybe you know this. You write, design, create, then delete. Not because it's bad, but because you're convinced it's ridiculous, too ambitious, too much. But innovation always looks too big before it becomes normal. Mingi mirrors the imposter voice that locks genius away before the world gets to see it. And we know he has a lot of things to show us on stage. He has 2 microphones on the stage. Okay, I'll stop. Do you downplay yourself before anyone else even gets the chance? I'm gonna ask you this again. You're gonna be the calm in the sea of all of the things. Fix on! Do you downplay yourself before anyone else even gets the chance? Drop it down below in the chat, baby. Mingi hides doubt in hesitation. Wooyoung hides it in fire. Wooyoung, the gesture mask. Wooyoung's imposter voice laughs. I'm not gonna do his laugh. If I keep them entertained, they'll never notice my fear. So he teases, flirts, stirs up chaos. It's not just fun, it's armor. Because if everyone's laughing, nobody looks close enough to see he's scared. Relatable? You crack jokes to cover nerves. Act bold when you're terrified. Better to seem too much than risk being seen as not enough. And you know how you can be enough right now, like to me specifically? Hit the like and the subscribe button, baby. Let's go, go, go. But the truth, the people who love you don't need the performance. They need you. Oh, I just wrapped it up in a cute little bow for you, Wammies. Question for you. Do you use humor to distract from the insecurities you don't want anyone to see? 100%. And if you're like, Chris, are you like resonating with all of the members? Yes, because none of us are 100% of anything. That's why it's always good if you watch all of the video so you can see who do I most resonate with in the group. It will give you like a really interesting 360 of your possible personality. And remember, I'm not a therapist, psychologist, a life coach. I'm not any of those things. I'm just delusional and I just want to have fun with you on the internet. So, Wooyoung masked with laughter, Jongho masked with strength. Jongho, the reluctant rock. Jongho's imposter voice growls, if I show weakness, I'll lose my strength. So he doubles down, always dependable, always powerful, always steady. But under that weight, he wonders, what if he cracks? What if the strong one breaks? If you've ever carried everyone's struggles while bearing your own, you know this voice. The lie that says vulnerability cancels out power. But the truth, real strength, isn't about never breaking. It's about letting others carry you too. I like how we always end off like really serious and stuff. I'm just a silly goose. Got a question for you. Do you hide your struggles so people will still see you as strong? This is probably the one that everyone can just say yes to because it's just so logical that we would all feel like I need to be strong for everyone. I can't be any other way. I don't want anyone to see that anything is happening with me. They can depend on me. I'm there for them 110,000%. So let me ask you this question again. Just really think about it this time. Do you hide your struggles so people will still see you as strong? Drop it down below. And there it is. Whoop, there it is. 8 members, 8 flavors of imposter syndrome, 8 reflections of the lies we tell ourselves. The truth, you're not a fraud. You're not too much or not enough. You're human, we're human. The guys are like different humans, but it is what it is. We're all figuring it out. We're just like them. Everyone, everywhere is figuring everything out. You think you will never have the answers? You'll have the answers in due time. Just wait. Just wait. The answers are coming. They're coming all over your face. So the next time that shady little voice pipes up, because you want to get piped down by one of the members of ATEEZ, ask yourself, whose imposter voice did you just hear in your head? And are you ready to finally turn down the volume? I love you. No, I do. It's not an artificial love. I love that song by EXO. Anyway, last thoughts. And remember, there are 3 questions down below for you to answer. Also, if you want to spend some time with me, you can join me on Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, and we will have a good old funky time on the interwebs live together. Down below, again, 3 questions for you to answer, also a PDF, and you can also change this video into your native language. All of it is down below in the pinned comment. Last question to you though. Which member's imposter struggle feels the most like yours? I cannot wait to see what everyone is going to say. I'm very, very excited. And playlist, you could have waited. All right, I'm gonna go. All right, bye.